Narcissists frequently make downright idiotic choices that leave you shaking your head and asking, "Did you not think before you acted?" The obvious answer is no, they did not think things through. But why? Join me as we go on a dark journey into the messed up inner workings of a narcissist's mind, where we will discover several reasons why the narcissists so often make choices that defy any logic. Reason number 3 will explain a lot of narcissists' seemingly childish behaviors and choices. At the end of the video, you will have a far greater understanding of the crazy thinking of a narcissist, so make sure you watch all the way through to the end. Compromised wisdom. Narcissists struggle to take in new information that counter their beliefs, seldom admit they made a mistake, rarely value the opinions of others, almost never care for how their actions will impact others or their environment, and have a grandiose view of them being perfect, so every decision they make must then also be flawless. Narcissists also struggle to see other people as separate beings with their own needs and beliefs. A narcissist's entitlement also makes them believe that they are above any rules, laws, or social norms, and thus they should be granted special privileges and considerations. Thus, narcissists rarely care to understand other people and what drives them, or how the narcissist's environment impacts them or their choices. They then fail to develop sound wisdom. Because their environment and other people mean so little to a narcissist, they struggle to understand and incorporate changes in their environment or consider future possible changes in their environment or the world into their calculations, and seldom anticipate or even consider how other people's actions or choices will impact the narcissist's plans. Their need to believe in their own superiority and flawlessness to protect themselves from their insecurities are often so strong that they cannot accept that the world and other people will not conform to their will, as they believe no one has the right to oppose them or refuse them what they want. Overconfidence and underestimation of risks. Narcissists have a superiority complex, which causes them to have an inflated sense of their own abilities and achievements. This makes it hard for them to learn from others or to seek out different viewpoints. It also makes it hard for them to accept that they can fail or that their beliefs, ideas, or plans may be flawed. Due to believing that they are special, they often think that things will just magically work out for them with no or minimal effort on their part, and that they will be able to overcome any problems that come along, so they don't need to plan ahead or in detail before they start something. Thus, they rarely look at things carefully or plan in detail. Their belief in their own superiority often leads them to believe that they can succeed where others failed, which can lead them to underestimate risks and ignore warning signs. If other people try to warn them, due to the narcissist's need to feel superior to others, as well as their jealousy and paranoia, they normally think that other people are not trying to help them, but do not want the narcissist to succeed. Thus, they seldom heed warnings from others, even if those people are experts in their fields. When narcissists do ask for advice and opinions, it is more often only to validate their own beliefs and choices, and not to get a wider perspective. Lack of self-reflection and humility. Self-reflection is a process of looking inward and examining one's thoughts, emotions, actions, and experiences. This allows one to discover one's strengths, weaknesses, values, beliefs, and reasons for doing things, while humility allows one to admit that one does not have all the information, skills, ability, or experience to accomplish something and need help. Self-reflection allows one the opportunity to update one's beliefs and ideas to thrive in an ever-evolving world, different situations, and different environments as one gets older. However, both self-reflection and humility threaten a narcissist's grandiose view of themselves and often trigger their insecurities. Thus, narcissists struggle to accept their flaws and shortcomings, as well as let go of outdated ideas and beliefs, or accept new information and ways of doing things, as to do so means they are not perfect and others know more than them and thus are superior to the narcissist. The narcissist then struggles to grow as a person and adapt to changing situations as they have ideas, beliefs, and concepts that were formed in childhood which are no longer applicable as an adult, as they cannot accept they are wrong or that other people know more than them. Narcissists fail to update many of their childhood beliefs, concepts, and ideas, which then act as a type of emotional and psychological anchor, keeping them emotionally and sometimes mentally stunted or fixed at a certain developmental stage. Or in short, they are in some regards essentially children in adult bodies who are driven by emotions and a need for instant gratification, while mostly only having the mental capacity to consider their own immediate needs and wants, as well as having limited or no mental capacity to process the feelings and needs of others, or to calculate the long-term consequences of their actions. This can lead to them exhibiting behavior reminiscent of a child or sometimes a toddler when making certain decisions, especially when those decisions are influenced by their deeply ingrained beliefs that were formed during their formative years, which is why many narcissists seem to act like children or toddlers at times and make foolish decisions repeatedly, and why they have limited tools to deal with their emotions or with confrontations and frequently resort to toddler temper tantrums when they do not get their way. Short-term gratification over long-term gain. Studies have shown that people with narcissistic traits often exhibit reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for executive functions such as impulse control, decision-making, and planning. At the same time, they seem to have increased activity in the brain regions associated with emotions, particularly those related to reward processing. These differences, coupled with their entitled way of thinking, often cause them to have an incessant need for constant stimulation and instant gratification. Narcissists frequently get easily bored and often have very little patience. Their difficulty regulating their emotions, as well as difficulty thinking logically, make them very emotionally unstable at times and impulsive, as they are driven by their immediate desires and needs, which cause them to struggle to make decisions when the payoff will be in the future, or when they have to use logic and self-control over their emotions to make a decision. Disassociation from past and future self. Some narcissists struggle with a concept known as chronic disconnection or temporal dissociation, where they have difficulty recognizing their past and future selves as connected parts of their identity. Instead, they tend to perceive these selves as separate entities or people. Thus, they truly live in the moment and struggle to see past their immediate situation or needs, as they rarely care for how their actions affect others. When they see their future self as a different person, they will make decisions with no consideration for how it will affect their future self. Some even struggle to comprehend cause and effect and fail to see how an action they took in the past led to consequences for them in the now, or how an action they take now will pan out in the future. They can blow all their money today on shopping or partying, and then be dumbfounded when they have no money tomorrow to buy food or pay the rent. When they are told or shown that their actions led to their current situation, their narcissism kicks in to protect their fragile ego, and they deny their current situation or try to find someone to blame for their actions so that they can desperately cling to their belief of being perfect and special. Disregard for empathy and emotional intelligence. Wisdom is rooted in empathy and the ability to understand others' feelings and perspectives. Narcissists, being deficient in emotional empathy and emotional intelligence, prioritize their own needs above others. They often make decisions that benefit themselves, regardless of the impact on others or their environment. This lack of consideration for others frequently leads to them making unwise choices that harm their relationships and cause problems for them in society. As they have no remorse for hurting others, they often make enemies who some will take revenge on the narcissist. Interestingly, some narcissists don't even have empathy for themselves, but hate themselves so much that they will purposefully make choices where they know it will cause them pain or loss in the future as a way to punish themselves as well as to validate their negative beliefs about themselves and what they deserve. Seeking attention and validation. Some narcissists, especially the covert narcissist who loves to play the victim, will purposefully make choices that will cause problems for them just so that they can complain to others and get attention, or as a way to validate their image of being a victim. They may purposefully blow all their money on crap or not pay the bills and then cry that they have no money for food or that they are going to be evicted just so that others feel sorry for them and help them out. Or they will do acts such as not fill their car's gas tank or on purpose leave their wallet at home. They then guilt trip others to come to their rescue just so that the narcissist can feel special for other people spending their time and money on the narcissist. It also makes the narcissist feel powerful in that they can dupe people so easily to do things for the narcissist that they could do for themselves, as if they are royalty who can just snap their fingers and people will run to their aid. Screwing their life up is then a way to validate to themselves how special they are and how much power they have over others. That is why they will have 10 excuses for any solution you provide, and have even more excuses for why they cannot change, or even get angry when you suggest they change their behavior, because change means a loss of validation of their specialness and the attention people give them, as well as a loss of power over others. Ignoring past mistakes. Due to a narcissist's need to believe they are perfect, they struggle to admit they made mistakes. They will ignore or downplay the consequences of their actions, shift the blame onto someone else, or gaslight everyone, including themselves, by rewriting the past to fit their narrative and image. Thus, they have no incentive to change their behaviors and frequently fail to learn from past mistakes. As their brain denies past mistakes or rationalizes it away as other people's failure to help them or give them the right information, narcissists will often make the same or similar choices over and over and then be dumbfounded when things go wrong. External validation seeking behavior. Narcissists crave external validation and admiration and will often prioritize the approval of others over their own judgment. This need for validation clouds the decision-making process, causing them to make choices that cater to others' opinions rather than aligning with sound judgment. They then make decisions that will cost them and others greatly in the future and even risk their and other people's lives just to get validation or uphold their image. For many narcissists, their image is so important that they would rather lose relationships or face total ruin than have their facade exposed or have someone outdo them. This often causes narcissists to try to keep up with others while disregarding their financial or physical limits. They then spend far more money than they have, or take on projects or activities that they do not have a skill level, talents, or knowledge for, with often sad or even disastrous consequences. Learn more about narcissism by watching the video suggested to you right now.